Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today we're trying out something different. I put on a fire in the background because I thought it would be a little bit more cozy. Obviously it's not a real fire. I wish I had a fireplace in the apartment. That would also help quite a lot with the cold because it has gotten really cold here. Or not really cold. It just feels really cold, but it's like -2 or -4 degrees I think it was. So yeah, we are approaching winter with big steps. Today I wanted to do a little bit of a different video. I actually have the idea from, and now I hope I don't say the name wrong because I actually don't know what her YouTube channel is called. Her name is Tammy, and I think her YouTube channel is called Tammy Lemon. Maybe it's Tammy Lemon Weight Loss, but I think it's Tammy Lemon at least. Anyways, so I've been following her. I think it's quite interesting to see her whole weight loss journey because she has a binge eating disorder, and yeah, I don't know, I just think it's interesting. But what she did is she talked about the everyday struggles that a fat person has, and I thought, yeah, maybe I should do that as well, because I actually wrote some texts about this where I would just write the text and then I never knew what I would use them for. So I didn't mean to like write a book or make a video about it. I just wrote it down for myself mainly. So yeah, let's dive into the struggles of a fat woman. So the first thing that I came across is these design chairs with these very thin legs that are usually made of metal. I hate those. Every time I see those in an office space or somewhere else, I just try to not sit on them. I'd rather stand than to sit on them because they will break. They are not meant for my weight, and I think it's embarrassing to, like, then you sit down and then you ruin the chair. So, and especially in an office place, my colleagues never understood why I would not sit down on them, and obviously I wouldn't tell them because, yeah, it's embarrassing. This is the first thing that I could think about because, yeah, it happened more than once now to me that I was like, okay, I'm not going to sit down on this one. And they're so common now because they're so trendy that they're like everywhere. Number 2 is aircraft seats, and I do not have a problem with the belt. I know that a lot of people need this, is it belt extender, like that you put another piece of belt on the belt, so to say, and I don't have problem with that. Usually it fits me, I think, except for Ryanair, but since I lost a little bit of weight, that also might have changed. My problem is that first of all, I'm scared of flying. Second of all, I'm always taking the row seat because when I sit in the middle, I'm like doing this the whole time. And even if I'm sitting in the lane, like in the row, not on the window, I also do like this because it's just like sardines in a like can. I also don't know if this is like a specific problem for fat people because I have heard that like normal sized people also have that problem. So maybe we as people just got bigger than the aircraft standard or whatever. So yeah. Number 3, heavy breathing. I have a problem with my lungs. I've always had troubles with my lungs since I was a little kid, and I think this is not 100% fat specific, but definitely my weight is not making it any better. So I have asthma. I do not have like is it called attacks? I don't know if it's asthma attacks, but I don't have these when I'm like sitting like regularly. It's just when I'm doing exercise that sometimes I cannot breathe. I really have to like so, and you can also hear it like when I'm talking normally and when I'm talking too fast that I need to catch a breath. I'm like and obviously when I'm going hiking, when I'm going like uphill, then it's also very bad that I really feel like I cannot catch a breath. And yeah, so it's definitely not something that is 100% attributed to my weight, but my weight doesn't help it. So I think it would be way better if I would like lose weight to be able to breathe. Number 4 is sweating in the face, and I know that this is also not 100% attributed to being fat, but I sweat very easily and I almost always just sweat in the face. I know that a lot of people have troubles with like sweating under the arms, but for me it's like the face. Whenever I do some exercise, it starts pouring down and I cannot stop it. So this is something that, yeah, that's always, or it's been a problem of mine, that I start sweating quite easily, and it's always the face. Another problem that is definitely 100% attributed to being fat and living with the experiences as a fat person in this society is that I tend to isolate myself. Okay, maybe the depression part doesn't come 100% from being fat and the experiences around it, but they attribute it to it definitely. So I tend to isolate myself. I have developed a kind of social phobia, which is not that strong. I mean, I'm really good at like pretending that it's not there and like playing over it, because I never got the feedback that people, or when I told people the other way around, when I told people that I have a social phobia, they were mostly like, I would never have guessed that. But for me, it is a problem, because every time I'm going outside and I'm meeting people and I'm like in crowds, or even like presenting stuff at work or somewhere else, I really have to take some time to prepare for that, to not freak out completely. Yeah. So obviously, being a fat person and growing up as a fat kid, especially, you're being exposed to bullies, to people who harass you, who are not nice to you at all, and who will just make your life a living hell. And this is so bad that all the experiences that you have are kind of like accumulated in your body. Even now, as a grown woman, when children are laughing, I'm like feeling the tension in my body, even though I know that they are not laughing about me, and even if they would, I would just kick them. But no, just kidding, I'm not kicking children. But I can feel that this has done something to me, and I feel like this is something that most fat people have experienced, and that is impacting their life still as an adult. Another thing on my list is that towels don't fit around my body. So when I'm at a hotel, I would usually either just bring my own towel, or just deal with what I have. But like these normal standard size towels are like, what are they, 140 centimeters times 70, they don't fit completely around my body. And yeah, it's okay, it's not a big problem, but sometimes it's annoying when you just want to have a normal sized body and you cannot just fit it around you. So yeah, I have like 2 towels that I can like fit around my body completely, and I will use them when I go swimming or sauna or whatever, and that's fine. So I found a workaround. Number, I don't even know at which number we are now, but it's going swimming only on certain times. And this might also be true for people that have a normal sized body, that are not really confident and don't feel very good in their own skin. But for me, this has been something that is kind of normal if you're like a fat person, or maybe I cannot speak for everyone, but I would do it like this, that I would look into the schedule of the place, the pool, the public pool where I want to go swimming, and I would pick out the date and the time where there's no school classes, there's no exercising classes, nothing like that, where like the schedule is like free, so that I can be there without fear of being harassed or being bullied, so that I can just swim in peace basically. And also obviously it's nicer to have like more space to swim. So yeah, this is something that I do. And also going swimming in the first place, I always have to overcome myself. I can only do it on days where I feel confident enough to actually expose myself like this and show myself like this to other people. And this has gotten way better in the last, I would say like 6 to 7 years, because I just started to not give a about what people think about my body when I'm at the pool, because I know that it is good for me to swim. I love swimming, I enjoy it a lot, so I place this enjoyment and that it's good for me, and that it's, for me, it's a kind of self-love that I do to my body, if it makes sense. I value this higher than my psychological safety of not being bullied or called out or whatever. I don't even feel the need anymore to protect myself from it, because I understood that only insane people bully people in public for their appearance. So there's something wrong with them and not with me. This is something that I learned. Yeah, this is something that I still do anyways. I don't want to go swimming when it's like 5 school classes and and like, yeah, other people there. I just pick out the time where it's mostly empty. And the last point on my list is something that I actually have to read from my script, because it's taken from the text that I wrote about this topic. Being fat becomes your identity. People assign attributes to you, even if they do that unconsciously, because they are part of the society that has a certain opinion about fat people. So the attributes that you normally get as a fat person without people knowing you, like from completely strangers on the streets, are lazy, slow, unhealthy, and incapable. And now comes the text. Funny how people that are fat shaming and bullying others, not talking about kids, because it's kind of normal for them to do that, to identify each other from things that they see, like on the outside of the appearance. They have to learn that it is not okay. Talking about adults within the corporate world especially, are embracing the idea of pride and inclusivity, but when it comes to a fat person, a line is being drawn. Because fat equals personal failure, fat equals not having a grip on or control over your own life and your own behavior. So fat equals someone is broken, basically, or that it's a character flaw. It's not just how you look, like you don't look fat, you are fat. And fat is a word that implies a lot of other meanings, like for example lazy, fat, incapable, and broken. What I also wrote is that they might be right, because I also think that people that have overweight or are overweight, that there is something that caused that. I don't think that people choose to be overweight, to be honest. And I know that a lot of people have different opinions on that. This is my opinion. If I could choose to be overweight, I would probably say yes, but a little bit, but not like how I am now. So I haven't chosen this life for me, and I haven't chosen the things that I went through in this life. So for me, my opinion, they might be right, at least when it comes to fat body being the result, or rather the symptom, of overeating and binge eating. Your identity is being linked to being in a fat body. So whatever you do, wherever you go, you will be the fat woman. And I'm not talking about men at this point, because I don't know what it's like to be a fat man. So how to introduce yourself with like a flaw. You're already flawed. You already show your opponent or your world or the world, the society, that you're broken, or they perceive it like that. It's like they can see that something isn't quite right with you. The text was mainly about like business life and like the corporate world, but obviously it's like for all of society or all of social interactions, because when I go out to meet people, the first thing that they see is me. They cannot like look the other way, and they will see my fat body and they will maybe think certain things about it, and I don't have an influence on that, as when I see other people and they have a certain characteristic, and maybe I also do think certain things about them and attribute things to them that might not be true. And I think it's important to think about that, because, and this video is about how it is as a like everyday struggles as a fat person or as a fat woman. This for me is an everyday problem, because most people are not aware of that they think certain things automatically because of how they have been programmed by society. And that's completely normal, but it hurts people. So these were the points that I had on my list. These are the struggles of a fat woman, or my struggles. I thank Tammy for the inspiration. I think it was interesting to like think about it and also like dig in my text and see if I already thought about it before and what that process was like and what kind of struggles I actually have. I think it also helps to like just remember that some of the workarounds that you invented in your everyday life are not something that everyone is doing, but that is like specific to you, and maybe you also just do it because you're fat. So yeah, I think it was interesting to like try this out for myself. And let me know down in the comments if you can recognize some of this behavior or some of the things I struggle with in your own life. That would be very interesting to hear. And I hope you have a nice day, and I see you next time. Bye.